Hey everybody, what is up? This is Wild and Woolly Gaming coming to you live from the middle of nowhere, the center of everywhere, to bring you yet another Kerbal Space Program video. Who would have thought? It's just because my internet kind of stinks around this time, so it's tough to make War Thunder videos, but I'm still working on it. I have a few planned, and they'll be really good. Anyways, before I get into this, like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. Especially subscribe, it really means a lot to me. Anyways, I'm here today to bring to you a challenge. A challenge that I don't know if it exists yet, but I'm making it. It's called the 3,000 credit challenge. And basically what that is it's my challenge to you to make a fully working 3,000 credit or less jet plane. One that is stable and will not immediately crash after takeoff. And this is not easy. I was going to make it a 3,000 credit science plane, but those science parts cost way too many credits. Anyways, so it got me thinking, how can I do this, right? What sort of method could I use? And it was tough, you know? I mean, and by the way, I'm making it so that this isn't so incredibly far up the tech tree, but, you know, heck, if you want to, you can go far through the tech tree, but the farthest I have researched is the advanced aerodynamics, and the reason being is for the wing part D. But anyways, just to kind of get into the thick of it, I'll show you exactly what I did to make this, and you guys come up with your own. I mean, I couldn't imagine that many designs would be too far off from what this thing is, but you never know, right? So I brought in robotics, and the reason being is because they're lightweight, one, and they are relatively inexpensive for two. So it's 150 credits less than a Mark 1 command pod, and also about an eighth of the weight, right? I would have put the Stay Putnik on there, but that is it's not really controllable. So I went with the Probodyne. Now, what I thought was maybe I need some electricity, you know, some sort of actual electrical part. And I could technically do it. It would still be within my budget, albeit hardly. But I decided not to, just for the simple fact that my engine generates enough electricity for this thing to fly. So, that leads me to the engine. What did I do? Again, something really basic. Got myself the J20 Juno basic jet engine. This thing is plenty decent for a plane this size. What do I need from there? It needs air. So I went with the small circular intake. Again, a cheap part, 250 credits, and that was it. So then, I was actually working with the part. Let me see, the structural wing type C for quite a bit in my prototypes, and I'll show you here. So I've got the Challenger Mark 1. And that was my Mark 1 design. As you can see, it's not nearly as good looking. It doesn't look like it's as functional, and it's also a bit more expensive. So that led me to my Part D evolution. So I got the wingtip D, the wing part D, and I also got the small Elevon 4s. Now, to my surprise, and maybe it's just because I hadn't been paying attention when I had been making these things in the past, but the Elevon 4 is the same price as the Elevon 1. And I think the reason being is because it's a little thicker towards the back rather than, I guess, longer. But that's whatever. It still fits within my 3,000 credit challenge. So from there, obviously I went with the smallest fuel tank I could find, something to sit flush with the Probodyne. And I actually just went with 20 fuel. It's not really necessary for me to get I could have the full 50 fuel and still be quite a bit under, but I decided the 20 would just be sufficient. That's all I need. And really, to top it off, what I did was I went with a basic fin for just some real basic insurance terms, for some real basic stability. And then I went with actually fairly expensive road wheels. So the landing gear, I don't have the retractable gears yet, but I figured those would be a little bit heavy. So I went with the steerable landing gear, and I actually had to make a special attachment point basically at the edge of the intake here for it to work properly. Anyways, let me show you. Oh, and guess what? Bonus points if you can make it go supersonic, which I did. So let's see what this thing can do. And, you know, keep in mind, at sea level, I'm saying supersonic at sea level. Sea level is about 340 meters per second to go supersonic. So let's see what we can do here. And it doesn't really take all too much to get off the ground. However, the front, it's not perfect when it's getting off the ground, again, because of the intake attachment point. But if you can surpass that issue and just kind of try to get off the ground as soon as possible. Let's see, like that. Oh, there we go, there we go. Okay, I'm off the ground. Oh no, oh no. Okay, see, and it's stable once you get off the ground, so I will forgive any ground issues. Oh geez. Okay, okay. See, it's mostly stable. It's mostly stable. So I'll forgive any sort of ground issues that this thing may have. Every now and again, the Probodyne, like the SAS system is not perfect on these things. As you guys know, sometimes you have to reset them, otherwise they'll just kind of start flipping back and forth wildly. So that's what I did. And as you can see, I reached over my 340 meter per second threshold here pretty successfully, and I could do so, let's see, going at an even, it's tough. Okay, I'm more or less going about flat, but as you can see before, when I was actually going flat, I'm even gaining altitude and still going over 340 meters per second. Anyways, that's my challenge. I want to see what you guys can do. Share it, describe it, tell me what parts you guys use, you know. But you have to keep it under 3,000 credits, and it has to be at least this stable. Anyways, again, that's Wild and Woolly Gaming. Came to you live from the middle of nowhere, the center of everywhere today. And I hope I made your days a little bit better. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys in the sky. Take care.